guys, sorry, I was touching my nose. I have a little runny nose. So welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to do a video on how to deal with mastitis or blocked milk ducts. So let's just start with the facts of or how to differentiate the blocked milk ducts. Oh my god, I have trouble saying that, and mastitis. So to both, your breast feel very tender to the touch. They hurt a lot, and they may have some warm places. Like is the place where the milk is getting blocked, that's starting to be like very hard and maybe start getting red. Now when it gets red and warm, most of the time it's mastitis. Most of the time. Now it could happen that you're just getting a blocked milk duct and it's been there for a while and it just hurts. You have no fever and no flu-like symptoms. Those are the big difference. If you have fever and you're getting flu-like symptoms, you have mastitis, and you should contact your midwife, your doctor, physician, whatever you are going through. Maybe I don't know if the breast consultant can prescribe you antibiotics, but that all depends on who you're seeing, and there are natural ways of healing the mastitis and dealing with infection stuff. But still, I would recommend you going and talking to a professional, to a doctor, physician, etc. So that, for me, that's the way that I was able to tell the difference, is because I was getting fever and flu-like symptoms when I started getting my mastitis, compared to the symptoms that I was getting with the blood milk ducts. So the number one thing to do, and they tell you to do, is rest. And every time my midwife will tell me to rest, I will laugh, because I have 2 toddlers plus newborn and the whole house. You know, you have to deal with the whole house. I just realized I have a big Amazon box there. Sorry. Okay, so it's to rest. You need to rest. You just gave birth. I don't know. Most of the time, this happens in the beginning of breastfeeding. Sometimes it also could happen when the baby start sleeping for longer during the night. So the number one thing is to rest, and that's what my midwife told me, and probably a lactation consultant would tell you, because at the hospital they told me that. Back when I was with Naomi and I had to stay in the hospital with her because we were in intensive care for babies, I had mastitis with Naomi, and they told me you should rest. So this is number one thing to do. Then the second thing to do is if you're able to go in the shower, get a warm shower and start pulling, even though it hurts. I know it hurts. Start pulling, pushing, and massaging your breast, whichever. I'm going this one because this is the one that I had the most trouble with. But you should go like this on your breast and pulling all your milk with hot. Sorry, I don't know. I'm having trouble speaking today. With hot shower. Hot shower is the best thing to do when you're having one of those, a blocked milk duct or mastitis, because hot shower or heat helps your milk come through, and the massage is gonna help the duct get unblocked. And I know it hurts, it is hurtful, but that helps a lot. It helps a lot. So since I'm talking about the heat, it tells you, they also tell you to put heat before you feed. Like I said, the heat, it helps you with the milk flowing. So I said on the must have for breastfeeding, this this thing. You can find it on Amazon. I'm pretty sure you can find it on CVS, Target, everywhere. But on the internet you can find it. And this, you can use it hot or cold. And hot is good before you're feeding, because the milk starts flowing with the heat. When you're done breastfeeding, you can put this cold. This cold. The cold helps with the inflammation. Well, hot also helps with the inflammation, but hot is gonna make the milk go out. So if you're pumping or feeding, you should put a heat before it's time, so that the milk flows easily. And then when you're done feeding, you put cold on the where it is, wherever the black milk duct, you will feel it, you see it immediately where it's located, and you put the heat or the cold right there, and this is gonna like help you a lot, soothe you a lot also. So highly recommend this when you're having that. Also, I forgot to say that normally mastitis, you only get it on one breast. You're gonna hear Noah, he's talking. Hey, you talking? Yes. So, mastitis, most of the time, you only get in one breast. Milk ducts can happen to both, but I had it 4 times before I got the mastitis, and I got 2 here and 2 here, and then I got the mastitis here. So, hot shower is the number 1. Then hot and cold compresses, or this if you have this. And let me just say, third one, change position. Most of the time, where there's block milk ducts. I'm so sorry, guys. Is because the breast is not, the baby is not empty in the breast every time he's getting a feed. So you should pump maybe after, if you feel that your breast still has milk, or you should put him back here on the breast, and then in the other one. I don't know. It depends on when you're feeding. Let's say you have a feeding on the left side. He waits for like you wait for 3 hours, and then he wants to feed again. You should start with that one that doesn't feel empty enough. Start back and then put him in the other one, and like that, just so on, so you don't get the milk ducts, because that's the cause is because the breast is not getting empty. So if you don't want to do that, you can also pump after he feeds, or she feeds, or the baby feeds. You should pump like that. You empty, save the milk, or whatever you want to do with the milk, but empty your breast to prevent that. That's to prevent it. So when you change the position, the baby will be sucking from different sides of your breast, and that's why if you're feeding like this normal, that's the number 1 feeding position, you should try with the head here and the breast here, like this. I don't know, here in France they call it the rugby position. I guess in the US it'll be the American football position. I don't know exactly what the position is. I'll probably look online and type it right down. But change the positions. Change the position. It helps the baby empty your breast from different places. Now, it could be hurtful. I know it was hurting. I know you're in pain. I know you're not feeling good. And change your position. It's a little bit hurtful in the beginning, but it's the best thing to do. Now, some moms are getting trouble getting the duct empty, or the breast empty. And the best position that I remember my lactation, no, it was my midwife that told me, is to put yourself like this, the baby here, and put your breast like this, and get as comfortable as you can, and that's how the best way to empty your breast. So again, I'm not a professional, but this is what happened with me and what I had to do with Noah to prevent the milk duct, the block blockage, the milk blockage, to become mastitis, that's what you should do. You should try to empty it out and just make the baby feed from that breast as much as you can. Not forgetting the other breast, because you don't want the same thing to happen here. But that's the best. Feeding the baby. Put him to feed and changing the position. That's the best to do when you have a blocked milk duct. Now, you may be feeling tired, you may be feeling sick, you may be feeling in pain, but do not stop feeding your baby. That's not a reason to stop breastfeeding. It is a little complicated, but breastfeeding is not easy. It's not easy. But do not stop because you have this symptom. I mean, if you want to be the I don't want to say the be able to this is what I'm gonna say. Okay, if you want to be able to breastfeed your baby, you have to go through it as much as you can, so the lactation, the whole process is not stopped. So you may be in pain, you may be having sore nipples and everything. I'm telling you, in the beginning it is a little bit hard, but it gets easier. Just say that to yourself. Remind yourself that it will pass, and that the baby's getting the best thing ever, which is your milk, and it's a miracle. Your body is making milk, you're feeding your baby, and you're having your baby with you. So just try your best to stick to this and just go with it. Now, the other thing that I was gonna say, when you how to know if you have mastitis. Mastitis most of the time is infection, and this is how my midwife told me to check before she will come and give me the antibiotics. Is you spread a little bit of milk on a cotton pad or just a cotton ball. Normally the milk will go right through it, but if there is pus, there's a little bit of pus yellow stuff that will stop on top of the cotton pad or the cotton ball. So that's how you can tell that you have a little bit of an infection and your milk is it has pus in it. So that's when I called my midwife, and she prescribed me antibiotics. Now let me just say that antibiotics are not a reason to stop breastfeeding. You can still feed your baby while getting antibiotics. There are a lot of antibiotics out there, and I believe, well, here in France there are 3 types of antibiotics that you can take while breastfeeding. I don't know in the US, but I know here there are 3 different types, depending how your body works, that you can take while breastfeeding, and that does not make you stop your whole lactation journey. So do not stop feeding your baby because you have mastitis or blocked milk duct. The blocked milk duct is just a duct that has some milk stock, and all you need to do is feed your baby, pump, and empty your breast. That's the best thing you could do, so that it doesn't become a mastitis and it doesn't get worse. Because when you get mastitis, you obviously feel more tired, you have fever, you have flu-like symptoms, you feel ache, your whole body aches. It's hard. You get shivers, and it's not fun. Let me just say that it's harder to have all of those symptoms and breastfeed at the same time. So don't let it get to that. If you just have I'm just saying even though it is pretty hard and aching. If you have a blocked duct, just keep on pumping, keep on feeding, and don't let it go to mastitis, because it's gonna get worse. And just believe me, it just gets worse. So you feel awful. You will know when you have a mastitis and when you have a blocked milk duct. Now, Here in France, they tell you when you have the pus and there is the infection in your breast to stop feeding your baby from that side, to pump, throw the milk, and just feed him on one side. Now, I looked on the lactation, La Leche League. It's La Leche League. I'll link it down below. It tells you everything that could happen while you're breastfeeding, and it tells you how exactly to deal with mastitis, black milk ducts, and they have like a lot of stuff to do and read if you want to read. But I'm more like a type of person that likes to watch the videos while I'm feeding, so I can like do two things at the same time, and I don't feel like I'm losing time. And they don't tell you to stop feeding when you have mastitis from that side. It all depends on how, because after mastitis it could get into a blood. What is it? It can go to a abscess. I don't know. You need surgery afterwards, so it can get worse. So I'm just saying, do not stop feeding. Do not stop feeding your baby. Do not stop pumping. Don't let it get to don't let it make it get to a worse thing. I feel I'm all over the place in this video, and I apologize, guys. This is just very. I love being able to breastfeed my children. I love that, and it's for me. I would just want to go through the message that it doesn't matter what obstacles you're getting through breastfeeding. Just don't stop. Don't stop. Don't give up. Don't give up. I gave up early with no Nathan. Sorry, with my first. And I always regret it. Always, always, always regret it. And I still have it in the back of my mind. I just compare to, I know you shouldn't compare, but I compare to Naomi and Noah, and I just wish somebody could have told me not to stop breastfeeding my first baby. I will make a video because like I said, I love breastfeeding and I love talking about it. So I may make a video just about breastfeeding. This is just how to deal with mastitis, and I'm sorry I'm looking that. It's just that I wrote everything down. I don't want to forget anything about it. Like I said, there are natural ways to deal with mastitis. I may make a video. About how to deal with mastitis naturally. It includes all of the things that I just said here, but to avoid taking antibiotics, because I know a lot of people are against that. So I was in a point that I had to take the antibiotics. So I'm telling you, I had to take the antibiotics, but I was able to continue breastfeeding my son, and he is 3 months old, and I'm still breastfeeding him. So I'm just telling you, it's something that you have to go through. Some moms don't even go through this, but obviously, if you're watching this video, you probably are having or feel like you have a blocked duct or mastitis, and I'm just saying it will get better. So remember, if you don't know if you have mastitis yet, just do all of these things. Do all of this, and just if you have fever or flu-like symptoms, call your physician, call your midwife, call your gyno. Just call and let them know what you're feeling, and they'll probably prescribe you with antibiotics. That's the best way to stop your fever and stop the infection in your breast. That does not mean to stop feeding your baby. So let me just end the video right here. Remember, number one is rest, which good luck if you have other kids, other babies. But that's the number one. That's what they tell you. You have to rest. Just try to nap while baby's napping. Try to nap or sleep. Go to sleep early while the baby's sleeping. When the baby goes to sleep, but at night, go to sleep. Just rest. Rest as much as you can. Number two is the hot shower and massage while you're showering. Massage it and take empty your breast. Number three is feeding your baby. Don't stop feeding. Empty the breast and change positions. Number four, hot and cold. Hot before feeding, cold after feeding. And then number five Change positions, don't stop feeding. I went through number 5 actually. I went through all of them already. Sorry guys, I'm all over the place here. So yeah, that's it. Rest, shower, hot shower, and massage. Use hot and cold between feedings. 4. Change position. And then 5, please don't stop breastfeeding. So thank you guys for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share. Have a wonderful day, wonderful afternoon, wonderful evening. Thank you for watching. Thumbs up, subscribe, and share. Thank you.